the Zoom room where we have Vice Speaker Tina Munia Barnes standing by, and she's joined by the real Vice Speaker for the day. Will the real Vice Speaker please stand up? There you go. All rise.
Hey.
Yay! All right.
Yeah, it's Island Leadership Day, right?
So what's your name? What school do you go to? I'm
Go
sorry?
ahead.
Xander Barcinas.
Hi, Xander Barcinas.
Speak up a little bit, Xander. You're the Vice Speaker, not the Vice Whisperer.
Oh, okay.
Right
What school do you go to? What grade?
8th grade, St.
Say again. Come a little bit closer, boy. There you go. Anagi. Thank you.
8th grade, St. Francis School.
St. Francis School, Jutnia Rules. Right on.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about, and please speak up and tell us how you were able to get this vice speakership for the day.
I was runner-up in the oratorical contest.
Wow.
Nice.
And Vice Speaker, I'm sure you've done this probably like a million times in your career. But how do you take it, when you get these young kids who come and shadow you guys for the day, for Island Leadership Day?
Chris, it's a real empowerment for them that I open that to them. I share with them everything that's on the calendar. We explain and give the information necessary. And before we came on, we had another interview, but we were talking about war claims. And then I was just giving him a heads up of all the committees that he's working with today and having me ask questions like public accountability. What do you do there as the oversight chair? And we were just conversing about that because that was new to him in all the committees that I have oversight with. So for me, even when I was in the 7th grade and I did the Island Leadership Oratorical Contest, it was very impressive back then. And I just want to say DYA was very, very kind to continue the program because I think they didn't have it last year, but they committed because this has been going on for like 30, 40 years.
Right.
Since I came.
What was your speech about?
The topic was "We are all in this together."
Oh. How long? What's the time limit?
The time limit was 3 to 5 minutes.
Did you memorize it?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
Say it.
Yeah.
They want to hear it.
Yeah, just come a little bit closer and speak up just a little bit, Xander.
All right. When spiders unite, they are capable of time lying down. Unknown author. The struggles of the modern day are often compared to warfare or any type of country's ruling. If there's one thing that all the rulers and warlords can agree upon, it is that a nation divided is one destined to fall. And we often see ourselves as divided and destined to fall, or even uneven. As we are divided, we need to learn to come closer and step forth into our unity, as it is the only thing that keeps us together as a community. We need to learn that we are all in this together, regardless of race, financial standing, and mental health. Despite what you may think, despite race, despite financial standing and mental health, we are all brothers and sisters. At some point, everybody's family roots have intertwined. At some point, sorry. Just being human confirms you into one of the biggest and greatest brotherhoods on earth, humanity. And it is being human that makes us brothers and sisters. We need to acknowledge who our brothers and sisters are and treat them as such. Only through learning who our brothers and sisters are can we treat them. Can we treat them as such? And through that, we step forward closer to our unity and furtherance as a society. Now, it is easy to dehumanize because of class or because of how much wealth someone may have. But we must acknowledge their humanity because, as I said, it's only humanity and and our acknowledgement of each other's can we find ourselves unified.
Hey! Great job,
He said,
Good
he
job.
said he was getting a little bit nervous, but hey,
Just a little.
Jada, job, just a little.
Just a little bit. Good job, Xander. Vice Speaker, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. I know that as the build-up chair, I'm pretty sure you're following closely this whole deal with the UN Special Rapporteurs. Do you anticipate it having any impact on the ongoing military buildup on island?
Yes, I do, Chris, and I want to say that because of this, it continues to drive the discussion. And I know one might not think that we've done this before, we've gone down this road and nothing's happened. But we must continue to share the one Guam, one issue. We should, it's always been said, one Guam, one people. Even with this union issue case that I'm working on right now with the IBEW and them coming to me and our office yesterday, if we don't tell the story, we're going to continue to get, stomped on. And for us, and until we can be given the through authorization of governing ourselves as committed by the United States of America, by Uncle Sam, then we continue to we continue to, if we do not continue to push forward, then we continue to be a nation, an island with no governance, and a commitment that Uncle Sam has shared with us since 1950. And I want to say that we are failing our children, we are failing our community, we are failing ourselves if we don't continue to tell the story. And I want to acknowledge Blue Oceans and Attorney Julian Uggan and UNPO, the Underrepresented Nations People's Organization, for stepping up to the plate with us. As introduced to me by Shadow Senator of Washington, D.C., Senator Paul Strauss, in their efforts to trying to be a state, Washington, D.C., trying to be a state, they've sought the support and assistance from UNPO. And I must say that if we've gone this many decades without getting anything, without realizing what is happening to our island, then sometimes we need to get creative and step out of the box and truly continue to tell the story. Leave no stone unturned. And when you continually tell the story of where we need to be, of what was committed to us since World War II, mind you, that we've been a part of the United States since 1898. How many occupations have come through our island of Guam without anybody giving us the opportunity to choose how we should be governed? And as I get passionate right now and look at this, it shouldn't stop here. We need to all come together. And that was a commitment that was given to us by Uncle Sam, the nation of the free. and in our efforts to working closely with what has happened to us, with how we were treated, some and history will tell itself. A lot will feel that we still are second-class citizens. Right. Where do we go from here? What do we want to do? What has been promised to us? How do we move forward? In the most simplest terms, Sabrina and Chris and Jason, how far, what do we need to do to truly give Guam the identity and the governance, to decolonize ourselves? Something that was committed to us decades ago that we still don't have today. Whether people want statehood, whether people want independence, whether people want free association, that was a commitment from Uncle Sam that has not come our way. And what was said in between, what was done through us on World War II, a war that we never even asked for. We are here in the 21st century, and we're still a colonized island. So for me, I don't pretend to be the experts out there, but I'm good at bringing people together, and I'm good at bringing our cause and telling our story so that we can finally come. This is why House Resolution 279 is really important, and this is why I introduced Resolution 56 to help support the cause. Because history will tell you that so many times Guam was summarily dismissed, and that's putting it lightly. And you know, I will continue to seek support. I will continue to get creative and think outside the box. As important as I felt that we were going nowhere, I heard a small clip from you saying, you know what, we've gone through the United Nations, we've told our story, and nothing ever happens. But Chris and Sabrina, Jay, we should never give up. Never give up. 75 years ago, almost 77 years ago, our World War II survivors thought and believed that there would be something coming their way. And then there were those who said they would never get anything. Uncle Sam would never recognize them. But being able to be given that war reparation last year in January, at least for those 1,200 people that got something here on Guam, and those war survivors that are going through the adjudication process right now, they believe. But something that should have been done a long time ago, still not done today.
Vice Speaker, let's touch on the reopening of the war claims, because I know that there's a whole bunch of people who weren't eligible, weren't able to qualify, yet I believe are still deserving of the war reparations, war claims. And it's kind of been, I've been tracking it, it's really been almost like ping pong between your office and the congressman in terms of who's going to open it up, who's going to be eligible, who's going to push it through. Are we going the congressional route again? So just what is the status with it?
The status is we sent, we introduced a resolution the other day. I want to thank my colleagues, 12 members along with me, introduced Resolution 54. And I want to share with you, Chris, that we cannot stop. Just yesterday, I saw a sign at a funeral, and she said it's not fair. I really thought I applied, and I really believed at that time I would never get anything in my lifetime. But now that I know that other war survivors got a little of something, what about for those who believed or thought that they applied somewhere else because this issue had been going on for decades? Didn't sign 700 plus signatures that we've turned in. I want to share with you that I know that I cannot give up. I've asked Congressman Nicholas to help me in this efforts. I asked my colleagues that we introduce that Resolution 54-36 because I want to ask Congress to reopen this. I want to ask the federal government that I know that the Congressman Nicholas has said, and please, with all due respect, that he said that we could do it ourselves. But we cannot get the records, and until we get the records of the Japanese occupation from the federal government so that we can adjudicate the claims, I feel that we cannot leave any stone unturned and that we need to continue to tell the story. And I'm going to say this, the way you said it, Chris, you couldn't have said it better. These survivors are still here today, and they're over 77 years old, 77 to 100, and some that are still alive who are still wondering, or for some reasons that they thought they applied with some of our former congressional delegates or former senators or former commission members, but for whatever reason, their name is not in that timeline from 2017 to 2018. I have calls from the United States. I get calls every day, and I said to them, and please know that if there's any war survivor out there who wants to at least try to follow up, have them call my office. My office is 989-5861. Call me.
But make sure you put
I will-
671.
Say that again.
The 671 Vice Speaker. Remember, because we got a dial the area code.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the only thing that's come up, right? But that's another thing. Believe it or not, that was something that our Public Policy Institute team was working with behavioral health and making sure that Guam was never on the registry for assistance and help as it relates to suicide prevention. None of our calls were entertained that came from here.
Right.
And now that that's happening, I'm saying great. And so if I have to add a 671 because we'll be recognized in the National Suicide Prevention numbering system, then I will take the time to type in those extra numbers.
So be it, Vice Speaker. Thank you so much for your time. Xander, you paying attention, boy? Right on. There you go. Hey, thumbs up. Vice Speaker, we're glad to have you back on. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Call me anytime. God bless.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Esta.
Bye-bye.
Adios. 9:51. Good morning. We're going to take just a really super, and we're coming back with the communications director for the Office of the Governor, Crystal Paco San Augustine, next on the link.
When we